Okay. So I just wanted to share with you, we introduced definition this week, and I thought it might be helpful to see this with the book that we're using. So Andrew's issue is, spoiler alert, whether Mary should have gone into the garden. So he picked a term, garden, and then he thought about what kind of group would a garden fit into. So thinking a garden is, and he came up with a place for growing, a place to relax, a place to play, and a place to walk. And then he chose the group that most fit the kind of garden he was thinking of. He chose a place to relax. From there, we think about what are some other places to relax that could fit into a group with garden. Because a garden is a place to relax. What else is a place to relax? He came up with bedroom, living room, lounge, and a sauna. And then he thought about characteristics of all of those places. All of these places typically are quiet, comfortable, relaxing, relieving, welcoming, friendly. And we came up with that list together. And then the next question is to think, well, what makes a garden unique from these places? A garden can be all of these places, but this particular garden, what is it that's not necessarily true about the whole group? And he said it's outside. It has growing things. It's spacious, wild, secret, locked, hidden, and forbidden. From there, he comes up with his definition for a garden. And it starts with, the garden is a place to relax. That is, and then he's going to come down here and pick, you can pick 1, 2, 3, however many you want, without going overboard, characteristics. So he chose, the garden is a place to relax that is secret and forbidden. So that was his definition of a garden. Now, why are we doing all this? This is the reason we're doing all this is because from this, we can come up with all kinds of things to put in the interesting column on the Annie chart. The garden is outside. The garden has growing things. The garden is spacious. The garden is wild. The garden is secret. The garden is locked. The garden is hidden. The garden is forbidden. Just from this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things to put in the interesting column.
Mm-hmm.
We also have garden is quiet, comfortable, relaxing, relieving, welcoming, friendly. That right there is 6 more interesting things that you could put on your Annie chart. Garden is a place for growing, place to relax, place to play. 4 more things to put on your Annie chart in the interesting column. So just from going through this process, and it took us about 5-6 minutes to do this, maybe 10. We came up with 17 things to put in the interesting column. Now you're probably thinking, yeah, but Miss Marty, we need things in the affirmative column and the negative column. Okay, I agree with you. But we put things in the interesting column first, and then some of them can also then be placed in the affirmative and the negative. For example, the garden is wild. That could be put in the negative. The garden is secret, locked, hidden, forbidden. Are those possible reasons to not go into the garden?
Yeah.
What about quiet, comfortable, relaxing, relieving, welcoming, friendly? Are those reasons in the affirmative to go into the garden?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. What about these places up here? Could those be affirmative? So for us, and here you have, it's outside, it has growing things, it's spacious. All of these 17 things that we can put in the interesting column can actually all be moved over into an affirmative or a negative column. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them might be able to go into both. In this particular situation, I feel like it's one or the other, but sometimes you'll go through definition and you'll have something that could go in the affirmative and the negative, but it started in the interesting, so it's in all 3, which is totally fine. So this is why we want to use the tool of definition, because in the process, we come up with all kinds of ideas of things to add to our Annie chart. Okay? So I hope this is helpful. I'm really interested to see what issues everyone chooses to write about with this book. Thanks, guys. Good job cameramanning, Andrew.